Hello, hello, hello. Good night, everyone. I'm Kathleen Fraser, for those of you who do not know. I am here tonight just continuing on with what I started, Literary Devices. And tonight, I am going to talk about assonance, Assonance. Now, assonance is very, well, like all literary devices, it's very, very informative and interesting. So I wrote some notes because I have a tendency to get distracted and forget what I want to say. So I wrote out some notes. So the definition of assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds which creates a rhyming effect. It could create a rhyming effect that, you know, that's kind of close together. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds, and you can clearly see that it has a rhyming effect. All right, so I need to mention. Well, I think we all know what vowels are. You know, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So a vowel sound is made with our mouths slightly open, and And then there's another factor in this. There's something called consonant sounds, and those are made with our mouths slightly closed. Anyway, I'm going to elaborate a little bit in a little while, a little bit more in a little while, because I don't want you guys to get like confused. So let me give you an example of assonance, right, which is also heard very frequently. We do it a lot and we don't know we're doing it. So I wrote out some examples, and I didn't write a lot actually. Think twice before you eat rice. That's called assonance. Think twice before you eat rice. And here's another one. She went down the flight of stairs. She went down the flight of stairs. So flight and stairs, obviously. And the third one I wrote, I have ice twice a day. Ice and twice. All right, so that's considered assonance. And here's an interesting tidbit. Sometimes assonance can also be can also commingle with alliteration. All right, because alliteration sometimes in alliteration examples you would find rhyming sounds. You would find consonant sounds that are close together. And that's what would make it an assonance because it may have a rhyming sound that's close together. All right. Try to keep up because, like I mentioned before, sometimes the literary devices can be included in different other literary devices as well. All right. So let me see. I think I wrote out a definition here. Let me see. Oh, I mentioned that assonance is associated with repetition of the same vowel sounds, and alliteration is repetition of the same consonant sounds. So sometimes you would find, again, alliteration included in the assonance category because of the closely related sounds. All right, so I think I should explain that. Well, I think I already mentioned that the vowel is really A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So if a vowel is A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, the consonants, they're other than A, E, I, O, U. All right, so those are the consonants. So I think that's pretty straightforward. Sometimes people get all caught up with these different literary devices because of the different branches that they can branch into, but it's really, really not complicated. And hopefully I made it kind of clear for you. And just in case you can you can listen to this video again, and hopefully you'll get clarification. Assonance, right? And of course, rhyme, the term rhyme is also a literary device. You see what I mean? So when I mention on more than one occasion that you will come across literary devices that can fit into other categories, that's what I'm talking about, because rhyme is also a literary device. And you have rhyme in assonance. So, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you're confused, please let me know, because I understand that there's a possibility that sometimes one could get confused, but it's not confusing. Just keep your brain clear and just recognize, like, I think, what is it? Is it in math? I forgot the example in math where you can have different concepts and you have two circles and the circles kind of come together in the middle somewhere. So it's the same thing with a lot of literary devices. They're connected somewhere in the middle in some respects. So hopefully this is pretty clear to you, and it's helping you on your journey. So perhaps you may want to do some fun examples with your family members and even friends. It's not just family members you can do this with. It could be a great bonding experience with your family. You could come up with all sorts of crazy and fun and interesting assonances, if I may say so. You know, But anyway, I just hopped on here just for a quick minute, actually. Well, more than 1 minute, more than a quick minute. But I hopped on here for a hot couple of minutes to say hi and to hopefully everyone is doing well by the grace of God. One of someone I know who is in my play, actually, during rehearsal on Tuesday, he had to end rehearsal because a family member called him to tell him that his nephew was in the hospital. He was unconscious. And then later that same day, he contacted me to let me know that his nephew passed away. And then today, which is I think 4 days later, something like that, he calls me to tell me his aunt passed away. And I'm like, wow, that is so sad. Oh, and by the way, remember we spoke before by euphemisms. Instead of saying his nephew died, which for some people is kind of raw, you would say his nephew passed away because it sounds a little, I don't know. Either way, the person is no longer with us, but it sounds, for some, it doesn't have the same like unpleasant effect, even though death is death. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he lost his nephew and his aunt within days of each other. So, what is that saying to us? It's just telling us that, you know what, we got to live our lives and enjoy it while we're here on earth and live well with our family members and people we're connected to, because we never know when our end is going to come, right? So I hope that you guys are kind and respectful and loving of your family members and of your friends and whoever you're connected to, because you never know. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your life to listen to me, and hopefully you're learning something. So today we talked about assonance. That was the main topic, and I just sprinkled in there its connection to alliteration. So thank you, and May God bless you and see you when I see you. Bye.